Hey guys, this is Thomas over here, NurseMoneyTalk.com, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how many times you can take the NCLEX. But before I get into that though, if you're not already subscribed, I want to go ahead and invite you to hit that subscribe button. On this channel, I talk about all things related to nursing student, and of course, nurse life. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So, how many times can you take the NCLEX? So, like just generally speaking, you can take the NCLEX an unlimited number of times as with these limitations. You can only take a max of 8 NCLEX exams a year, and for each exam, it has to be spaced out at least 45 days in between each test. So for instance, if you failed, today, you couldn't reschedule for another NCLEX until, greater than 45 days from now. And then of course with a max of 8 times per year. It's important to note though that some states have enacted a little bit of some limitations or differences with how they're handling this. So for instance, this is just kind of looking around and, based on whenever you're watching this, it's possible that laws might have changed as everything else does, or there's, some variations. But the point that I want you to take note of this is for your specific state, I would encourage you to check check out your state board of nursing's website or give them a call to find out how this might affect you if, for instance, if you took the NCLEX and then failed. But for instance, looking at Texas, so apparently with Texas, you can retake the NCLEX every 45 days after 4 years. I think you have to go take a remedial course or something like that. If you're looking at North Carolina, you can retake the NCLEX an unlimited amount of times. They didn't really put any restrictions that I saw on their website. Florida, after 3 failed attempts, apparently it doesn't matter if it's the RN or LPN exam, you have to take a remedial course. The remedial course has to be approved by the board. South Carolina, so this one was interesting. You can retake the NCLEX RN or NCLEX PN exam every 45 days for up to a year after your very first attempt. After 1 year, you need to provide remediation evidence to the board. And if you don't pass in 3 years, you need to enroll in an approved nursing education program. And then, just kind of throw in for international viewers over there, for Canadian NCLEX repeat test takers, you can, take it an unlimited amount of times. It looked like they were just kind of following the general default guidelines. Once again, as I said at the beginning, some of these got very, very nuanced, but all that aside, the goal is to not really worry about this. The goal is to pass the NCLEX the very first go around. So what are the ways, you can be successful passing the NCLEX the very first go around? Well, there's a couple things. I did make a video on this that goes into a little bit more details. I'll put that up there. But just kind of give you some general quick tips. One, I would just kind of learn a bit about the NCLEX. You're learning obviously by watching the videos on this channel, some other channels and whatnot, and just kind of learn how is the NCLEX scored? What are the type of questions that are going to be on there? What do I need to bring? What do I need to wear? Just kind of like general questions like that I think kind of helps relieve anxiety and overall will help you be more prepared. The next thing, and this is probably the biggest one, is I think consider getting an NCLEX prep course. One I recommend over, is at NurseMoneyTalk.com/NCLEX prep. So definitely check that out. The third thing is to create a game plan and then stick with it. The nice thing about, a lot of these good NCLEX prep courses is that they kind of do help you with the creating a game plan. And the fourth one that I'll leave you with is, and this is one that I don't think is actually emphasized enough, and that's making sure that you don't wait too long before actually taking the NCLEX. I think what a lot of students find themselves in is that they'll, it's like, I need to take X amount of time to study, and then it's like, well, I'm not ready, I need to extend it. And I think while it is good to study for the exam, to obviously take enough time so you can study, refresh whatever for the exam. I think it's important to differentiate between between actually what would be a reasonable time to study and just honestly prolonging it, or just looking for a reason not to take it. And so the biggest issue with that, in my opinion, is that you can lose momentum, and then that could end up not helping you out when it comes to taking the NCLEX and being successful. But yeah, so that's all I got. In these videos I'll show up over here, you will find some more helpful videos talking about the NCLEX. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you very soon in one of those videos.